Welcome back to Voyages of Shelf Discovery. It's just a little thing we do here on the Logbooks YouTube channel where, we open up some toys. Why not? That is one of the great joys in life, at least for me. I mean, it's a thing that boosts my endorphin levels. I don't know about yours. If it doesn't boost your endorphin levels, I really can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. But today we are digging into my Doctor Who stash. And some of these are not new at all. I just haven't opened them yet because I'm finally settling down after it's one of those little periods of my life where there is a lot of moving, a lot of upheaval, a lot of uncertainty. And, kind of your reward for surviving that, at least in my case, is you stop with the upheaval and you put up some shelves and you've got space to display stuff. And, everyone who has been hiding safely inside their box for months and months, for however long you've had them, they finally get to come out of the box. And as you can see here, we have Graham, one of the current companions from Doctor Who. We also have the Reconnaissance Dalek. This is from the first Christmas special episode. Well, it wasn't. That's not a Christmas special. It was the New Year's special, wasn't it? For the 13th Doctor. These are both fairly current characters. And the Reconnaissance Dalek is quite different from your standard Dalek. And here's the thing, the Reconnaissance Dalek is not the only Dalek I'm going to open right now, but it is the most recent one, kind of. This was from the that first season of Jodie Whittaker's, which I think was 2018. So this would have been a character that appeared New Year's Day 2019, and so the figure came in. Both of these figures came out in 2019. Actually, I've had them for quite a while. If I'm not mistaken, I think I had both of these since before I moved back to Arkansas. So, all right, we have the Dalek out off of the card, and there's a lot going on with this package. Try not to completely destroy anything. Okay, that's interesting. They just have this bit taped there. So we have our okay, that one is rubber banded. Is the whole thing rubber banded? I don't think so. I think the Dalek is rubber banded, which is why on this occasion I actually have scissors handy. Trusty left-handed scissors there. So, all right, our Dalek is loose. As you can see, this and this was, the design changes were figured into the plot. That this was not a standard. Oh, nice. Just as on screen, it moves around that way. Of course, the eye stalk moves. The not very much movement on the arm or the gun, really. That's okay. I'm not going to force anything. I like the midsection movement there. The differences in the design, there is a plot element to that. The Dalek fashioned its own casing out of materials on hand on Earth. Okay, so midsection moves and the head moves. So You can perhaps a bit more posability, even though I can't get the limbs to move very easily. More posability than the average Dalek. Now, there is a little hatch here that opens. This was also a plot element in the show. What goes in there? Oh, well, that's the other thing that I have to take out of the package, because if you remember, this whole story starts with a Khaled mutant, which is what the Dalek looks like when he's at home. It's not a pretty picture. Well, I can't talk too loud. I mean, I look like that sometimes in the morning first thing. But it's, it's all very pliable. It's a soft rubbery material, and I think you can, of course I say this, no, there's no other compartment. If he's gonna go in here, or even partially in here, he's got to go in this little hatch, and you've really got to wrangle some tentacles to get him in there. I think the point is that he is never supposed to fully go in there, so you have the creature kind of squirming into its suit of armor. It's a pretty nice figure for a, this is a design that showed up once. Now, it showed up a lot in marketing material, but unlike, say, the and there are various desultory names for them, the Daleks that were introduced at the beginning of Matt Smith's era, these are not intended, the reconnaissance Dalek is not intended to take over as the predominant style of Dalek on the show. So that's what's going on there. The card back, I failed to show the card back before I opened it, my bad. It's just showing you basically the original assortment of characters. So you have two different variations of the Doctor, one of which I already have open and on a shelf. You have the sonic screwdriver, which I already have as well. You have Graham, you have the Jadoon, and you have the reconnaissance Dalek. The Jadoon figured into one of the 2019? Yeah, it was one of the 2019 episodes. I'm struggling to remember. Jodie Whittaker's era as the Doctor has been so bifurcated by COVID that it seems both like it's been incredibly short and incredibly long, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Graham's card back, same thing. Collect them all. And I expect he will be slightly easier to get into. I'm so glad there's a figure of Graham. Here's the thing. Let's have a little conversation while I am opening this. I'm really kind of bummed that Jodie Whittaker is leaving the show already. I am deeply disappointed with what I assume are some very small but very vocal corners of the fandom for just, I don't know. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Watch something else. Doctor Who's not tripping your trigger during Jodie's era, God, go watch The Expanse or something. Go watch something else. Graham is pretty well rubber banded in at least two places here, about ankle level and around waist level. So I'll try to... remove... Oh, each ankle is separately rubber banded. How cunning of them. Oh, and each forearm as well. Yeah, I know this is standard toy industry stuff, but is there really a run on people stealing action figures of Bradley Walsh? That you've got to tie him down like that? Okay. Alright. So there's... Okay, I think we're all loose here. Yay! I think we are. There's still some... Kind of have to crush some parts of the tray out of the way that are designed to hold him in. Oh, kind of very loose bicep joints there. So there's Graham. There's a couple of different versions of Graham. There's one that's more of a black leather jacket look. I kind of like the denim look here. I love this character. I love all the characters. And I don't know, I've really kind of resented that segment of the fandom that has decided to make a career out of letting everyone know how displeased they are that, you know, this era of the show has not been custom molded to their worldview and interests. You know, I happen to find the storyline that's going on between Graham and Ryan very heartwarming. I mean, I kind of, you know, the first time Ryan called Graham Granddad, I'm not gonna lie, I totally teared up just a little bit, because I have had, you know, that's an estranged grandparent situation, but I've had an estranged parent situation like that, where, you know, any little breakthrough is, you know, a huge emotional catharsis, and which doesn't really have anything to do with the quality of the action figures. It does actually look like him. I will say that in its favor. It does, hello, try to find the focus zone here. You know, it does look reasonably like Bradley Walsh, and so I am, you know, ready to have him on station next to my 13th Doctor figure that I already have out on a shelf. And there are the other companions for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor are available in a couple of box sets, one of which we will open in the future. However, having opened, you know, almost the most recent Dalek model you can have, the only thing, the only more recent model than this is the one from the most recent New Year's special. But that's not the other thing I have to open here. I have... this is a box set that came out in 2020, and I had to get it after the fact. Amazingly, I was able to get it without throwing a huge amount of money at it. It's the Jungles of Mechanus set from the 1966 episode The Chase. Now, this was an online exclusive. This was not in stores. You had to get on the website within a certain window to order these. And this set is already out of print. I doubt very much it will be showing up in stores. It's almost a shame to open it, but the quality of the Dalek figures that Character Options does, it's more of a shame not to, in my opinion. So, y'all clutch your pearls. I am going to do the unthinkable. And while I am doing that, I'm going to tell you hopefully without gouging the back of the box, why this particular Dalek color scheme is a big deal. Now, as you can see, these have a much taller base than you normally get, and they have, of course, I'm not sure if you can see it in the box, their ear lights, as I call them, are much larger than normal. The significance of that is that these figures represent Daleks that were not intended originally for the television series. These Daleks and their color scheme were constructed for and intended for the Peter Cushing feature film, Doctor Who and the Daleks. Now, the rights to the two Peter Cushing films are held by a completely different... the IP rests with someone completely different from the BBC. Now, of course, Terry Nation's estate has a... they get final say on who can do what with the Daleks overall. But these particular Daleks, this particular niche design of the Daleks, originates with the Peter Cushing films. Alright. Air has now touched them. There. I licked them. They're mine. The box sets the character options does with these are pretty neat because they always do a printed backdrop. And it's taped down. Okay. Time to find the scissors again. However, character options does not necessarily have, shall we say, trying not to nick the Daleks themselves. I'm just trying to cut through the tape. Character options does not have permission to do anything from the two Peter Cushing films. But here's the loophole. The lovely little loophole that these two very colorful Daleks escape through. Okay, one more strip of tape. I'm not throwing this box away. This packaging is a little too nice to be discarded, even if it's empty. But the Jungles of Mechanus, as advertised on the box, a TARDIS facade there. It's a really tall TARDIS compared to these Daleks, but. Hey, we'll save that one for Planet of the Giants. Figure out how to not run afoul of gravity here when I cut these guys loose, because they are rubber banded. The BBC borrowed the movie Daleks to basically to army build. They use these Daleks for the same reason I'm using these Daleks. Because they had the taller base, because they had, the lights that did not match the other Dalek props. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we've got one of them loose. We've got one of them. So these guys were used in the background of scenes from the 6-part episode The Chase, which was the third William Hartnell Dalek story. And these are lovely. Character Options has the making of Daleks down to a science better than any other toy maker that's ever held the license to do so, in my opinion. They have it, they have it very modular. They could put a tall base on them. They could put a short base on them. They could put different ears on them. They have midsections without the slats. They have midsections with the slats. And, of course, they can paint them however you like. But by specifying that these Daleks are from that specific episode, it's a loophole that gets us Peter Cushing movie Daleks in the same scale as the rest of our Daleks. So let's see how these two stack up height-wise. Very comparable. Very comparable. Obviously, a whole different era of design going on with the reconnaissance Dalek versus something very close to the original 1960s formulation of the Daleks. And, okay, now that I can hold... I can actually hold the Dalek with one hand and the scissors with the other. Why is this so difficult? These I can see why they rubber band them, because this is, Daleks are... Oh, they may be a loss leader because they have the molds, they have the modular molds and can crank these puppies out in huge numbers and in infinite variations. But these are gorgeous because the original Daleks are very much, kind of gunmetal gray without much in the way of color. These not only have the blue globes, but they have the blue domes, the blue base, and they have kind of the gold bands around the middle. Very distinctive, very, very distinctive, and very 60s. Very, very 60s. These guys are hard to get now. So, I'm sure everyone is just like, why did you just open them? Why not? Because you can never have a large enough army of Daleks. And because I like kind of the insider baseball knowledge there that those Daleks are, they're not really from the series. They are from the movies, and Character Options just kind of did, a very sneaky bit of an end run around some thorny licensing issues. So there you have it. You have Graham. You have a whole bunch of Daleks surrounding him. I wouldn't want to be him right now.